Hello everybody, my name is Nihil and I'm back with another Spice update for you. So I've been... The second I start recording, seriously? Oh man. I have another video for you actually. I've been working really hard on this map on various little things, and today I want to show you a couple additions, new things, but I also primarily want to focus on the CT side and how I kind of go ahead and plan the layout of the map and how that all is kind of works in my head to create a working layout that I think at least has the potential to be competitive or to be a proper CSGO map kind of territory. So, I have my friend here, Bot Dennis. This is Bot Dennis here. He's a little bit stupid. He doesn't know how to move, but that's good because we're just gonna use him later on, probably. So I'm kind of spawned as a CT. So I'm just gonna go A, and I'm just gonna go through all the positions. Actually, no, let's go B first. So when I think about a map, first of all I think about the CT side as far as the diffuse map is concerned. By the way, if we're gonna come here, there's a new little detail here up there, and I changed those stairs to be just a little bit more nice, a little bit more detailed. This building has changed here. I'm just talking about some visual updates. My custom crate, my custom crate. What? This is not a crate. My custom little. What the fuck do you call this? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I can't play this. Metal thing there, and this was closed off because it was stupid you could get in there. Anyways, when I'm thinking about a map and about the layout, I primarily think about the CTs first of all in a diffuse scenario. Okay, and so we're gonna start out with position 1. Obviously you have 5 CT positions that the CTs can kind of put wherever they want to, and as you can see, I kind of detailed the bomb site B just a little bit more here. So now it's just a little bit more interesting, but in general the idea is that the first CT that I would think of would actually be playing Office. This is called Office right here. This is just this little this little area here is called Office, and the CT's job will be to actually look at this angle. Okay, it's a fairly simple spot. You can use whatever, you can use an M4, you could use an AWP here. It would be an AWPable angle, and basically just look at this here, this little drop down area. Okay, so making sure nobody can come through that. And at B, there's going to be 2 CTs in the default stance. Okay, this is basically the default setup for CTs that I would, as a map maker of this very map, that I would kind of propose to people. And the other guy or girl who's gonna play B is actually concerned with this door, okay? And this door in the future is going to change. This door is going to become wider, just a bit wider. But for now, it's what it is. So one possible spot to play this would really just simply be to stay here. Okay, maybe this side, maybe this side. There's an angle here that you can play. Technically you can try and get into this spot. I wouldn't recommend it. This is more like a T spot because there's no cover here at all. But those are possibilities. Basically you're concerned with this door, and you can obviously, you can pop flash into or out of it like that. It's just a very simple pop flash, very nice. And of course you can smoke that like that, and the guy that plays or the girl that plays in Office here, can always kind of smoke up there. Very simple, but that would be the way to hold B. With 2 people, I accidentally shot there. With 2 people, this will be the way that I'd say you should hold B. Okay, let's go over to A, and since we're having 2 people on B, I would actually say only play 1 guy A. And I'm gonna explain how that works, because I think it can work. So, there's actually a brush here that shouldn't be there. I'm gonna remove that. As you can see, this bomb site changed yet again. There's been some subtle changes. This is the garden area, some more details. This has been closed off thanks to some cool feedback. And this is now no longer an angle, so now you're just literally the only place you can hold is here. But anyways, the idea is that as the CT on A, you're only going to have to worry about either, you can choose, okay, either this window, you can hold that window from a lot of different positions, okay, you can kind of play here, You could play here by the hay. You can hold this off maybe from here. Those are the kind of positions that I would come up with, and also you can go into garden, of course, like from here. You could do that. You can hold that window, or you just say screw the window. You just get into cover. So as soon as you drop down there, you know, here you're in cover from the window, so Tees can't see you, and then you can just look here and hold this. This is called market, okay? Because obviously, this is a marketplace. This is a bazaar, okay? So, excuse me. I made some potato chips myself and actually almost like killed myself with them, so I'm kind of coughing right now. They were a little bit burned, and I used some crazy ass chili pepper in them. That was incredibly hot, so I apologize for being a little bit sick right now. But yeah, you know, you're gonna be, it's kind of like on B-side does too, okay? You have that one dark tunnel area to worry about, okay? The upper tunnels, and it's kind of the same thing here. Either you use the window, or you just, I personally prefer not using the window at all, except for maybe scouting purposes, like getting you know, either jump scouting or just getting the scout off, see if there's any crossing terrorists. But ultimately what I do personally is I would simply, you know, what you can do is just come out of here and kind of just like that, just throw a simple smoke in here, okay, like that, and then come down and maybe hold this angle. For example, this, okay? Very simple stuff, and this is all you have to worry about. Now, you're gonna ask yourself, how does that work? Because we have only one guy on A, but A has a lot of entry routes, right? You can go here, you can come through garage as a terrorist, and you can come through underpass here. So how does this work? Well, it works because we have 2 remaining CTs. And those 2 remaining CTs, they're not going to play this spot at all, even though this is also a possibility. Like, you can also play this. But in my opinion, what you would probably end up doing is have 2 people in mid, okay? One person would be down here. One person would be the dedicated mid player, okay? So you would probably use an op, and you would probably play this. And the timing works out. So when you start, you spawn, you actually can make this corner really quickly, and you will be there first, okay? You'll be there before the terrorists, just 1 or 2 seconds before the terrorists are able to make this corner, and you can actually use that to your advantage and set up, okay? And of course, you can smoke and do whatever the hell you want. And that was not the best smoke, obviously, but it's very, very nice to play, to hold mid from here. And alternatively, you could pull back a little, and you can just hold this, or if you've been scouted, if you've been seen, you know, you can always pull back and play from here, because you can still make sure that terrorists cannot go through underpass, and that's quite important. And now the last CT, okay, what the last CT is going to do is he's going to be very important, because he or she is going to hold apps, actually, okay, from here. And there's a couple of positions you can play here. Play it from here, you could play it from here, you could kind of double down on the guy that plays mid and just kind of check this out every now and then. You can come here and you can smoke stuff, right? Very, very simple, like, I don't know, there's probably a way to smoke like that. Right, that works pretty well. And then you have this under lockdown, and well, this was not deep enough, because you really want to make sure that terrorists are not able to go through plank, because if they are going to break through here, they're going to be coming out of here, and then the terrorists will get an easy pick on a CT in here that's holding this angle. That will simply not expect the terrorists to come out there. But that's kind of the default stance, or the default kind of setup that I have in mind for this, that I think should be pretty much up to snuff here as far as CTs are concerned. I think that's doable. So again, you have 1 CT here, 1 CT up here, 1 CT here, and then 2 CTs here. One of them here, and the last one here. And basically, I mean, that covers the entire map, okay? Of course, you can always adapt, okay? You can always take a CT away from a certain spot and double down somewhere else where maybe they're more needed or something. But ultimately, this is kind of the stuff that I have in mind. And that's my tip for you if you're also making maps. If you do want to make a working layout and you're having problems with that, is I would just think about what would CTs do on your map. And I think that is ultimately the priority. Okay, terrorists will always be able to go wherever. Okay, all terrorists need is a mid or some sort of access and some sort of connector to kind of change the plan when they're somewhere, and that's all there is to it. As long as they have access and maybe more than one route of access to everywhere they want to go, i.e. both bomb sites, then that's really just about it, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much my the things that I can say here as far as the layout is concerned. I talked about some of the visual updates here, some stuff happened here as well. Oops, sorry. Like here, some more details that I put in. Pretty much everywhere there's little things going on now, and I think it looks better. This corner has been taken away because it was just an angle too much. This has been closed because there's just another spot that was just simply not needed, I think, and that was also due to some awesome feedback. Thank you very much for that. And this spot has also similarly been cleared off. So I wanted to just highlight a couple of simple things here. One thing is, if there's a CT, let's pretend this is a CT right here, and let's say they're playing the spot, because you could, if you throw the smoke, you can actually get into here and play the spot from here, or you could even jump up here, or do a jump scout here. So say I'm a terrorist and I'm coming through here and I want to find a way to basically clear out the spot. I mean, obviously I can just molly it, okay? But ultimately I could also just kind of pre-fire the spot and just get the kill, as you can see. And as I just said, I mean, obviously you can always just kind of do that as well. So say this was a T, well, it is a T, but say they were rushing here, you know, going into mid, and you were kind of up here in the in this apps. If you were the apps player, and maybe they would get, maybe this guy here has an op, and he actually got the entry frag on the CT that's playing here. You know, ultimately, if you're playing apps, you have quite a bit of control on my map, and that's kind of the unique feature of it, I think, because ultimately you can just kind of, you know, get a headshot like I just did. And again, this is actually aligned, so this works. You can see I was pretty much hitting the bullseye here for most of my shots, and that's not a coincidence. That's actually because that really does, if you're at the right distance, this really helps you to line up, okay? And the same thing, obviously, if you're gonna hit this guy from there, same thing goes from here. If he was an actual player, he could have just returned the fire, and he could have actually gotten the kill on me. So there's a lot of little strategic little things you can do here, and of course you could just go for the honest firefight as well. Like that. One thing I want to mention that was again due to some pretty cool feedback is I've changed T-spawn a lot. Okay, oh, this is locked off right now. And this is just going to be a decoration here, up here. It's just not going to be an actual place anymore. The idea is that T's will now spawn here, okay? This is where basically you're gonna spawn now, and it's quite cool because you're not going to be like feel the need to turn around. There's no way to block you like there was, like if you were a griefer, you know, you could just block somebody by blocking here, maybe with two people, and then if somebody else was blocking here, it was kind of just a clusterfuck, and it was unnecessary and kind of weird. So right now it makes a lot more sense because you have these boats here, so terrorists actually do, you know, as far as the story is concerned, they've actually just made it to land here from these boats, and they've entered the area, and now they're bombing, you know, they're doing their thing. So I think that's really cool how that now makes a little bit more sense. And now this is just a visual element, okay? It's just a nice little vista, basically, a nice little view that you get there. But ultimately, terrorists will spawn here, and they'll walk up the beach, and then they can go, you know, A, or apps, or mid, or they can go around and go B. Go to the long silo beach here, and those are kind of just the options that you get now. And of course the timings, basically I've been careful about the timings, so timings haven't really changed much. It's pretty much the same, and I think that's very important. But you can see this is no longer like maneuverable, so right now this just looks nice. It's just kind of a visual thing, and the spawn is, I just like the spawn here on the beach a lot more. And again, it's not my idea. This was thanks to very cool feedback. So again, thank you very much for that. So hopefully this cleans up a couple of little things on the new DE Spice. and just the kind of things you can expect to see. There's lots and lots and lots of little changes just about everywhere. Like, as I said, visual changes. This is new, this is new, this is new. If we're going to fly over here, this is a new detail as well. Just little things everywhere that you can kind of check out. But ultimately, I'm always concerned about making the map look nicer, but also play better. And playing better is always the priority in the end. So that's kind of why I also replaced this kind of weird rubble with this thing here, which is just a little bit nicer to maneuver, I think. Kind of works a little bit better, I feel. You know, all these kinds of little changes. I'm still unsure about this. Maybe I'll move it away or something. I don't know yet. I like this, though. It's kind of nice. Kind of like Season, but it's ultimately all stolen from Vertigo. And yeah. Thanks you for watching. I've actually been getting quite a number of subscribers lately, so thank you very much to everybody who's a new subscriber. That's really cool. It's very motivating, and yeah, stick around. I mean, this map has still a long way to go, and I will take it there. That's all I can promise. I will do everything I can to get this thing entered into the map core, you know, contest. And yeah, we'll see just what happens. You know, again, I don't expect to win, but well, yeah. You don't win anything if you're not going to try, so that's the only thing I do know for sure, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to enter, I'm going to see what we can make happen. So, thanks for watching again, and until next time, my name has been Nihil, and bye-bye.